Aloha and welcome back to this week's episode on Yoga for Swimmers. Today we're going to be breaking down our peak pose for this week's activation series, which is going to be Reverse Warrior. So Reverse Warrior is very similar to what we've seen with Warrior 2 as we were working through our lower body and our hip series, except now we're starting to work through our chest and our shoulder episodes. So we're really going to work to start to expand the space in and around our diaphragm, in between the ribs, to start to allow that breath to travel easier and maintain a more efficient, consistent energy flow across all of our movements, both here on land and then in the water. So obviously, as swimmers, that is a very key component of what we do. So just being sure that we have the maximum capacity to allow that breath to flow is super essential to maintaining those high energy levels throughout practice and throughout the race as well. So let's go ahead and break it down. So like I said, for our Reverse Warrior, the setup in terms of what our legs are doing is very similar to our Warrior 2. We're just going to change what we're doing with the arms and start to expand through the chest and the shoulders. So to start off, we'll go ahead and place the feet together, palms face forward. We'll just start to ground down through the base. Connect here with the breath, inhaling through the nose. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, find length in the neck, and lengthen out through the crown of the head. From here, take one more breath, intentionally connecting with the soles of the feet. Finding a strong, steady foundation. Through that foundation, we inhale, arms float up overhead. And as we exhale, big step back with that left foot. We're going to airplane the arms so we can fly back as far as we can. Generous bend in that right knee. Float the arms up overhead. Good. From here, just bring the arms down to your hips. We're going to spiral that left heel back down to the ground so that it's facing what would be the short edge of your yoga mat. Front toe is tracking straight forward. Our front knee is tracked right over our ankle. And as much as we can, finding that 90-degree bend through the front leg. So if you need to toe heel that back leg out a little bit more, go ahead and do so. And this is why we really took the time to establish that strong foundation through the lower body and through the hips. So we want to be really strong here through our foundation. Feel the press of the feet through the heels, through the soles of the feet, kind of coming out in opposite directions, kind of a 45-degree angle like you're tracking on railroad tracks. And then just do a quick check to be sure that the heel is in line with the arch of that back foot. So really tracking along that same line here. When you feel ready there, engage through both thighs. Feel the energy start to spiral up through the legs. Up into the hips. Feel the chest just start to lift. From here, we're going to bring that left hand to track slightly down and slide down the back leg as our right arm comes up and over. Follow the fingertips with the gaze. And if there's any tension that you're holding in the neck on either side here, go ahead and draw those shoulders away from the ears. Good. Notice how that might just spiral the palm back to face you and how that creates some more length and more space. Good. From here, just imagine the space between the ribs start to expand. Big breath in. Drop the tailbone down and find length through the top fingers. Continue to action out, engaging through the thighs. Releasing any tension that might be held in the shoulders, around the jaw, and around the face. Good. From here, we'll go ahead and spiral back out. Option to come into Warrior 2. Point both toes towards the short edge of the mat. Toe heel the feet back together. And that is your Reverse Warrior for this week. We'll be back on Friday with our full activation sequence. Again, getting into those chests and shoulders, start to counteract a lot of that motion that we have with swimming and really allow for some space for that breath to pass through more freely and more easily. Till then, be well and namaste.